Retirement planning has 847 rules. You need this account, and that fund, and these bonds, and a financial advisor who wears a tie. Here's the truth. You need exactly 3 rules. That's it. 3. Everything else is someone trying to sell you something. You've tried to learn about retirement. I know you have. You Googled how to save for retirement and got 47 million results. Each one says something different. Max your 401k. No wait, Roth IRA first. Actually, traditional IRA. Have you considered a backdoor Roth? What about a mega backdoor? There are so many doors. You're not building a retirement plan, you're building a door factory. And none of it makes sense. The financial industry loves complexity. Complexity sells books. Complexity needs advisors. Complexity makes you feel stupid, so you'll pay someone $300 an hour to explain what a target date fund is. Spoiler, it's just a mix of stocks and bonds that automatically gets safer as you age. That explanation took 9 words. They stretched it into a 40-page prospectus. Here's what they don't want you to know. Retirement savings is stupid simple. Not easy, simple. There's a difference. Easy means no effort required. Simple means not complicated. Retirement savings takes effort, but it shouldn't take a PhD. So let's kill the complexity, right now. Take your income, multiply by 0.15, and save that much every year. That's it. That's rule 1. Why 15%? Because math. If you save 15% of your income from age 25 to 65, you'll replace about 80% of your income in retirement. That's enough to maintain your lifestyle. Not enough to buy a yacht, enough to not eat cat food. But what if I can't save 15%? Start with what you can. 5%? Great. 10%? Better. Can't do anything right now? That's okay too. The rule doesn't change, the timeline does. If you start at 35 instead of 25, you might need to save 20% instead of 15%. Start at 45? Maybe 30%. The later you start, the more you need to save. That's not punishment, that's just math catching up. 15% sounds like a lot. If you make $50,000, that's $7,500 a year, $625 a month. That's a car payment, that's student loans, that's groceries and therapy. I get it. But here's the thing. Your retired self is a real person. They're going to exist. They're gonna need money. And they're gonna be really mad at you if you don't save anything. The steal, pay your future self first. Not after rent, not after Netflix, not after brunch, first. Set up automatic transfers. Make it hurt a little, then forget about it. Your future self will send a thank you card in the form of not working until you're 80. The rule, stated clearly, don't pick stocks, don't time the market, don't follow crypto bros on Twitter. Buy index funds, specifically a total stock market index fund. Done. So what's an index fund? Imagine the stock market is a pizza. Individual stocks are single pepperonis. You're trying to pick the best pepperoni. An index fund, that's the whole pizza. You're not guessing which pepperoni will taste best, you're just eating pizza. And pizza, on average, is good. Why not pick stocks? Because you'll lose. Maybe not probably, you will lose. Professional investors with fancy computers and insider information lose to index funds 90% of the time. You, with your phone and a Robinhood account, will not beat them. This isn't mean, it's just true. The finance industry wants you to believe you need 12 different funds: large cap, small cap, international, emerging markets, real estate, bonds. They make it sound like you're building a portfolio. You're not. You're buying anxiety. One total stock market index fund gives you everything. It owns pieces of 4,000 plus companies. Apple, Microsoft, that company that makes staplers, all of it. When the economy grows, you grow. That's it. That's the whole strategy. But what about bonds? Bonds are boring. They grow slower. They're safer. You need some, eventually. Here's the simple rule. Your age in bonds. 25 years old, 25% bonds, 75% stocks. 60 years old, 60% bonds, 40% stocks.
Why? Because when you're young, you have time to recover from crashes. When you're old, you don't, so you get safer as you age. This isn't revolutionary, it's just not stupid. The steal. Open a retirement account. Buy a total stock market index fund, set up automatic monthly purchases, then close the app. Stop checking it, stop reading finance news, stop panicking when the market drops. The market will crash multiple times during your lifetime. It always comes back. Your job is to keep buying, especially during crashes. That's when everything's on sale. The money you put in retirement accounts doesn't exist. It's gone, vanished, dead to you. Until you're 60, it's not your money. It's future you's money. Here's what happens when you pull money out early. 1. You pay a 10% penalty. 2. You pay income taxes on it. 3. You lose all the growth that money would have made. Let's say you withdraw $10,000 at age 30. After penalties and taxes, you get $6,500. But if you left it alone until 60, that $10,000 becomes $76,000. You traded $76,000 for $6,500. That's not a withdrawal, that's a robbery, and you're robbing yourself. Some 401ks let you borrow from yourself. Don't. But I'm paying myself back with interest. No, you're paying yourself back with money you could be saving. And while that money is out, it's not growing. You're not being clever. You're being broke with extra steps. But what if I have an emergency? That's what an emergency fund is for. Save 3 to 6 months of expenses in a regular savings account, not in your retirement, in a boring savings account you can access. That's your "the car exploded" money. Retirement money is your "I'm 70 and my body exploded" money. Different purposes, different accounts. Treat your retirement account like it has a force field around it. You can look, you can't touch. Set it up, fund it, forget it exists. The best retirement savers are people who literally forget they have a retirement account. They set up automatic contributions in 2008 and didn't check it again until 2023. Those people are millionaires now. Not because they're smart, because they're lazy. Be lazy, get rich.
Let's put all 3 rules into one sentence. Save 15% of your income in index funds and don't touch it for 40 years. That's it. That's the whole retirement plan. Everything else is decoration. The math, because you're wondering. Let's say you make $50,000 a year. You save 15%, $7,500 per year. You invest in index funds that average 8% annual returns, historical average. You do this for 40 years. You'll have $2.2 million. From $300,000 in contributions. The other $1.9 million, that's compound interest. That's time doing the work for you. What if I start late? The earlier you start, the less you need to save. Start at 25, save 15%, $2.2 million. Start at 35, save 20%, $2.1 million. Start at 45, save 35%, $2 million. Notice the pattern? Time is cheaper than money. Starting early is easier than catching up later. It feels too simple. You've been told retirement is complicated, that you need strategies and advisors and seminars, so 3 rules feel incomplete, like you're missing something. You're not. You're just not being sold anything. It feels too slow. 15% a year doesn't feel exciting. You're not going to get rich quick. You're going to get rich slow. And slow is the only way that actually works. It feels too boring. There's no drama, no stock picks, no timing the market, just automatic contributions to boring funds. Exactly. Boring is the goal. Exciting retirement strategies go broke. Boring retirement strategies retire early. This isn't investment advice. I'm not your financial advisor. This is a framework, a starting point, the minimalist rules that work for most people most of the time. Should you eventually learn more? Maybe. Should you talk to a real advisor? If you want. But 90% of people don't need anything more complicated than these 3 rules. Pick one action. Do it this week.
Option 1, calculate 15% of your income. Set up automatic transfers for that amount. Option 2, open a retirement account if you don't have one. IRA, 401k, whatever your job offers. Option 3, log into your retirement account. Make sure you're invested in index funds, not just cash sitting there. Just one. Don't try to optimize everything at once. Perfect is the enemy of done, and done is the only thing that builds wealth. Retirement isn't complicated. It's just been made complicated by people selling solutions. You don't need 84/7 rules. You need 3. Save 15%, buy index funds, don't touch it. Do this for 40 years, you'll retire. That's the formula, the only formula.